There is a mysterious beauty in how God writes our love stories, and as C.S. Lewis once hinted, it is never just coincidence. It is the unfolding of a divine plan that reveals itself at the perfect moment. Let's discover together how God introduces you to your soulmate. The divine blueprint. Soulmates are not an accident. Your soulmate is not a random encounter. It is part of God's blueprint for your life. Think of two rivers flowing separately for miles, shaped by different landscapes, yet destined to merge at the right bend. That's how divine love works. Psychologists say that humans long for belonging and safety, and God places in your path someone who answers that need not through chaos, but through peace. Every challenge you face, every delay, every person who leaves, is simply God redirecting you to the one He designed for your heart. The role of preparation. God shapes you before He reveals them. Before your soulmate appears, God prepares your spirit. We attract who we are becoming. If you are broken, you attract brokenness. If you are healed, you attract healing. Life's struggles, whether it's recovering from loss, battling anxiety, or standing again after failure, are not punishments, but preparations. Psychology teaches that resilience makes us more capable of healthy love. And so God uses your trials to strengthen you for the moment your soulmate arrives, ensuring you meet them not as half of a person, but as someone whole and ready to love. Timing, the sacred alignment of seasons. Meeting your soulmate is never about rushing. It is about timing. Neuroscience shows that the brain seeks familiarity and safety, but it only recognizes it clearly when you're ready. Sometimes the reason you haven't met your soulmate yet is not because they don't exist, but because the season isn't right. You may have to move cities, change careers, or let go of old versions of yourself before the encounter can happen. Often, love arrives when you least expect it, when you stop chasing and start trusting. That timing is sacred, and it is God's whisper that says, "Now." The silent signs, how God speaks through circumstances. God rarely shouts, He whispers. The introduction to your soulmate may not come with fireworks, but with quiet signs. Unexplained peace when you're with them, repeated meetings that feel too perfect to be chance, or the sense that life keeps pulling you back into their orbit. C.S. Lewis believed that God often guides us through subtle desires and encounters, nudging us toward His will. Think of the times you've crossed paths with someone repeatedly, or when your soul feels settled around them in a way it never has before. Those are not coincidences, they are God's fingerprints. The test of authenticity. Love that heals, not hurts. Not every connection is divine. Psychology warns that toxic attraction can feel intense, but drains you. True love, however, is steady, safe, and uplifting. When God introduces you to your soulmate, it is not about completing your brokenness, but complementing your wholeness. You'll notice the difference. One relationship leaves you confused and exhausted, while the right one leaves you peaceful and inspired. This is the test of authenticity. Fear teaches you to settle for chaos, but wisdom teaches you to wait for love that heals. That is how you'll recognize the one God has sent. The transformation. Your soulmate pushes you toward God's purpose. A soulmate is more than romance. They are a partner in destiny. Divine love does not distract you from God's purpose. It pushes you deeper into it. Science shows that couples with aligned values and shared missions experience stronger, lasting bonds. When God introduces you to your soulmate, you will notice they not only bring joy to your heart, but also fuel your vision, your faith, and your growth. They become the mirror that reflects your best self and the teammate that runs with you toward the finish line of your purpose. That is the beauty of divine partnership. Closing line. Within 10 seconds when God introduces you to your soulmate, it is never by accident. It is preparation, timing, signs, authenticity, and transformation. And when it happens, you'll know, because it will feel less like a spark and more like home.